1849 The California Gold Rush. Keeping a secret. On the morning of January 24, 1848, James Marshall was working at a mill in California. He spotted something shiny under the water in the ditch. It was gold! Marshall showed the gold to the owner of the mill, John Sutter. Sutter tried to get everyone to keep the secret the gold had been found. 6 days later, California became part of the United States. Sam Brunner, Sam Brunner, who owned a store on Sutter's land, soon let out the secret. He sold miners in the tools they needed to find gold, picks, axes, pans, and shovels at very high prices. Penning. Unlike gold in most places, California's gold wasn't locked deep under the ground. Placer mining was a way that miners sifted gold out of the riverbed using a shallow flat pan. Prospectors stood in rivers and showed gravel into their pan. They took out large rocks, then carefully swirled the pan. The dirt and gravel spilled over the edges with the water. The shiny flakes of the gold stayed at the bottom of the pan. Word-wise, a prospector is someone who moved to a spot with the prospect or possibility of finding gold. The 49ers, gold fever, greed, and excitement brought on by the discovery of gold took hold of many people. At the time, many workers earned less than $1 a day. In 1849, around 90,000 people, called 49ers, joined the gold rush. People from Mexico and countries in Central and South America controlled California. Some ensl- enslaved enslaved black people were brought by their enslavers. Three people, three black people also came. The trip to the gold mines could take months and was not cheap. People had to pay to get there and for food during travel. Many 49ers planned to make money quickly and return home. Others were ready for the venture. People from California, Oregon, and Mexico were the first to come to the rivers near Settlers Mill. Locals only had to take their pack animals. It took longer for immigrants to arrive by boat. They came from Asia, Australia, and South America by ship. About half of the 49ers decided to travel by ship to avoid crossing the lands of native peoples. Ships took from 5 to 8 months to sail from the east coast. They had to route the tip of of South America and then go up the coast to California. The cheapest ticket, $75, about $2,300 today. It was a difficult journey. People got sick and were bored. Some passengers got through Panama. They traveled across 60 miles, 97 kilometer of jungle. Then got on another ship. Bad weather and wild animals made the shortcut difficult. Many fell ill and died, and they made in a cross. It might take weeks or months to catch a ship on either side by wagon. It took about the same amount of time to across the United States by wagon. Much of the land between 49ers on the East Coast and California still belonged to native peoples. Settlers moving west often stole from native communities and attacked them. Most people left from St. Louis, Missouri, the most western U.S. city at the time. Wagons followed the California Trail for 2,100 miles, 3,300 kilometers across the flat prairie. A wagon could travel about 15 miles, 24 kilometers in a day. Rivers, mountains, cliffs, and deserts greeted greeted the travelers, as well as rain, wind, and snow. It was difficult to keep the oxen healthy and the wagons working. Even worse, dangers facing 49ers came from sicknesses, hunger, and accidents. For those who made it to California, life did not get easier. Still, it was difficult for miners to give up. The next pan of gravel might have gold. Equal opportunity as the hills filled with prospectors, one miners began to treat other groups badly. Many different groups of natives people lived in California. Attacks from 49ers forced native people off their land. Once California became a state in 1850, the government looked even more land from native peoples. Thousands of native people were killed and thousands more died of sickness. New laws allowed settlers to arrest native people for breaking the law. Then they forced them to pay fines by working on ranches. Why prospectors wanted as little competition as possible. California forced miners from the other countries to live by taxing them, include those from China. Finding gold wasn't easy. Even those who found gold often lost it. Robbers were common. Goods cost a lot of money. Some early prospectors got rich. Mostly large companies could mine for the deeper gold, so they were the most successful. Some people got rich just by selling goods to the miners. Sam Brennan became one of the first millionaires in the United States. Levi Strauss sold plants tough enough to handle the work jeans. Women started businesses, cooking, running boarding houses, and washing clothes. The Golden State. The gold rush brought success to white settlers, the U.S. government, and rich people. Unfortunately, the gold rush was also harmful in many ways. It brought around 300,000 settlers, mostly white, to what were once native lands in California. More than 100,000 native peoples were dead 20 years after the gold rush had begun. The gold rush forever changed the western United States. Today, California has more people than any of the other 49 states. Nearly 2 centuries after the gold rush, California still lived up to its up to its nickname, the Golden State.